Why we meet today is to address a central issue, and this is the real central issue is what can we do to help the innocent victims? It is not about blaming governments or blaming international organizations. We must behave like the Red Cross and do not take a position but for humanitarian position. And this humanitarian position must be in accordance to the statutes of our organization. And I will share with you the text of the first paragraph of our mission statement. And it says, the European Federation of Older Persons, founded in 1962, is an international, non-governmental, non-profit organization without political or religious affiliations, which represents a wide spectrum of national and regional member organizations and individuals in more than 30 European countries, committed to advancing the well-being of older persons and their participation in society. I would like to add to that statement, to advance and protect the well-being and protect the suffering victims of today's wars and tensions. That is our mission. And we must act and talk to each other in accordance to that mission statement. It is the legal and the ethical basis of our collective positioning, And I will underline there is no restriction on the freedom of expression today, but we have to be respectful and responsible under the limits to safeguard the spirit of our organization. As we have acted over the last 61 years, when we were exposed again and again to many tragic events. You may express your specific individual, political, and moral personal opinions in different setups. That is your choice. But today we act under our mission statement. And we are not called to blame any organizations outside of ourselves, be it governments, be it the United Nations, but to help the victims and assist them in their sufferings and understanding their personal and their collective needs. Our paramount question today is, how can we help? How can we do that according to our mission? Having said that, I would like to share with you a couple of technical points for today. I will moderate as much as I can the session of exchange of opinion and exchange of ideas. Please, in principle, turn off your microphone when you do not speak and turn it on when you want to speak. Please listen carefully, respectfully to each other and don't interrupt each other. Be short and concise with your statements. Remember, we have just 1 hour for this session. Dana kindly will take notes of the most important points, and we shall see what we can do out of it. And last but not least, many thanks to Monique. Monique?
Yes.
Many thanks to you and many thanks to Dana. They both have so efficiently organized this important event. And I'm happy to see that we have so many members to come together today. And I'm particularly happy that our Ukrainian member is with us in this particular and very difficult situation. Thank you for being with us. I invite you now to say what you have to say. There is no order. You have received the 6 questions which Dana has sent to you and which came from me. I wanted just to help you to think about what we can deal with, but it is totally up to you what you want to say, again, in the spirit of our organization, to help those who suffer, who are in need, those who need our solidarity from wherever they come. Thank you. The floor is open.
Dirk, I just want to say that we should fix some points. First of all, how long are we going to stay as a whole together? How much did you think?
1 hour.
1 hour, okay.
1 hour.
Okay. Secondly, in which order? We have to give an order, I think, like we usually do, Dana. And everybody has, I don't know, 5 minutes or whatever, no? As we say, I mean, if somebody doesn't want to talk, doesn't matter, but we must limit everybody to 5 minutes maximum, or I don't know how you say, how you want. And third, do you know if Razi is over there? Should I call him? Try to try to
Please.
see if he's over. Yeah.
Please, Bonnie, try to call him, because I am surprised that the Israeli are not with us. Maybe they got confused about the change of the time. The summer
this can really be. This can be because the time change is not at the same time. I'm trying to call him now. Okay, fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Good. So I will talk now. Good morning, everybody. So,
but Andre is with us, and he's in Jerusalem, and he knows about the change of time. But anyhow,
yeah. Anyway, call Razi, and so I would like to say good morning to you.
רזי, אתה רוצה להיות על הזום או לא?
Can you?
Yeah.
זה עכשיו, אנחנו בזמן חורף עכשיו, יש שעה הבדל, ואיך קוראים לה? גלינה גם נמצאת, אוקיי?
Microphone.
אז תבוא.
He doesn't hear us.
Okay, fine. He's coming. He's coming.
All right, so thank you.
Dana, before you start,
Yeah.
may I emphasize, not 5 minutes for everybody. This is too long.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course, 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes, but certainly not more. And Dana, I can just say which country. We are not speaking on behalf of our country.
Yeah.
We are speaking individually.
Now, first of all, I'm speaking as General Secretary. And I wanted to explain that normally, under normal circumstances, I'm always moderating all our Zoom sessions. But this time I called Dirk and I asked him for taking over this job, because I felt that he was able in this extremely difficult situation to express our desires and opinions of the organization in the whole better than I feel, that I could do it. That's why Dirk is moderating everything. And now I am speaking on behalf of myself and also my country that is behind me, the Czech Republic. So we are the country that is strongly supporting Israel in, observing what is going on and disagreeing to some respect with the resolution of United Nations, because we feel that it was not, that was not expressed everything that we would include into it. So I know that my 3 minutes are probably, done. So I will come back if there is still time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dana. We would like to point out again that we do not have to judge on the stance of our governments. We would like to hear, at least I would like to hear, and I think colleagues share that point of view, what you personally feel, what is close to your heart, and what you think how we can help our friends and colleagues in areas of conflict, on whichever side they are. If they are not engaged in the political affairs, but just the human suffering is our main concern. Good. I start a little bit out of order. May I ask you what is on your heart?
Good morning, everybody from Ireland. I have to say, the television photograph, you know, the things on television, it's appalling to see women and children being treated like that. But I mean, unfortunately, in wars, they're the people that always suffer. And, you know, whether there's right or wrong, it should, you know, it's disgraceful. Our Prime Minister is on the side of the Israelis. And our president, who has no function at all in relation to politics, has spoken out about going on as well in Ukraine. I mean, that's appalling. But this, as there's a saying in Ireland saying, that beats Banagher. It's absolutely awful. And everybody here is talking about it and the suffering that people are suffering. And if the Israelis keep bombing these people, I think what will happen is they'll eventually kill those hostages, and that's a terrible thought. You know, you couldn't sleep at night if you were to think about it all. It really is so bad, Dirk. And in my heart, I feel so sorry for everybody concerned. They're innocent people and they're suffering. I mean, we had this here in Ireland, as you know, and people were shot and whatever, and there was all sorts of bombs and whatever going on. And thank goodness that's over. But when it's over in Gaza, what's going to happen to the place? It's absolutely torn apart. And I'm so sorry. And I think your mission statement is excellent, Dirk. And I think that's the way we should go from this organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, May. I would like now to invite Galina from the Ukraine.
Thank you very much. Thank you, dear friends. We always greatly appreciate your support, your sympathy, your compassion. Of course, we are so many grateful to all those countries of peoples that help us. I know it's impossible to save us at the moment. So many blood, so many dead people, especially older people. Older people suffer very much because they are sometimes very stubborn and they refuse from evacuation and lots of problems. We greatly appreciate your kind words. Can I ask you about practical support? I don't ask you to collect money. You helped us, you collected some money which was very useful in one institution, nursing home for women. 140 women had been evacuated. What I suggest, let's do the project. There are some calls for applications, and we can do some project that would be able to give us a chance to have money, to give job to some people, and to do something useful. At the moment, I saw two interesting calls for application. Maybe you will find it interesting. I shall send this to Dana and to Dirk. You will see, or maybe you'll find some other call for proposals, and we would be able to do something that can help us. For example, in winter, we need to make a winterization for homes of older people, which we did last winter. Or it would be very interesting, those idea to to arrange the courses for carers, because among IDPs, internally displaced people, there are so many women aged 60 who have no job and no money, no salary, nothing, but they could be very good carers. Why not to train them? It will be a short training, maybe 5 weeks or 3 weeks, it depends. And they will be able to help people and to earn some money. So there are some ideas which may be done and which may help people, really help people to earn money. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Galina. I am happy to see that you are not alone in your room. The cat is with you. Now she has gone. 3 cats, good. Okay. I'm particularly happy to see that you are at least physically well. The rest I can imagine. Emira, please.
Yes, yes. Hello, everybody. We all know that in war, the people suffer the most are children and the elderly. We must not forget that in war, human lives are lost. My heart goes out to those individuals caught in the crossfire on the both sides, Jewish and Palestinian. I pray daily for leaders to succeed in finding dialogue and peace, building bridges, not barriers, humanizing the Israeli-Palestine conflict. Miracles happen when we remember that we all just want the same things, safety and family. 2023 open letter to permanent representatives to the United Nations in advance on the annual open debate on women, peace and security has 617 signatories, and ASAG was 43 number. I think maybe we should write a letter to our Prime Minister to intervene for peace. I want to thank Monique for the poem she sent to EURAG. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mira. Thank you. I would now like to ask Françoise. Microphone?
It's okay now?
Yes, it is.
Just say that we,
Austria now? No.
at
Not
my
Austria.
level, it only fight against disinformation and fake news. For me, it's important. And it's all.
Aha. Well, thank you. Rosemarie, please.
Hello. I'm very happy to see you, and I'm very happy to hear you. As you know, my age, 87, I was a child in the Second World War. I really lived in a world war and its surrounding. So my feeling for the children in all parts of the world who suffer is very great. And of course, in the war countries at the moment. But thinking about human race, I came to the conclusion that the basic thinking on humanism, thoughts and doings is a very, very small part in each person. And so I think everybody should go inside oneself to look what kind of terrorism is there hidden, take it out, and of course, think of the children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rosemarie. Can I ask the person behind P. Gutman, Eliane?
Yes, good morning, everybody. First of all,
you.
I'll let you know. Do you listen to me? Can
We
you hear me?
we don't see you.
Yes, I know. Unfortunately, I don't know why. Can you listen to me? It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, I inform you that the Swiss government firmly condemns terrorist attacks from Hamas in Israel and decided to qualify Hamas as a terrorist organization. There is an important debate about it. So then I would say on a personal level, I totally agree with the condemnation declaration we received from our friends. Our friends sent us a paper and they asked us to launch a call for the liberation of hostages. And I think as there are many older people among these hostages, I would be in favor of a call to liberate immediately without any condition these hostages. Among them, there are old people. And then I would be in favor of a ceasefire, a general ceasefire, because I think it is the only solution. So my opinion is that EURAG could make a declaration in that sense. Secondly, I think that the idea of our colleague, he sent us a paper saying that we could collect money to invite our friends from Israel along the conference in Albania next year, and we could ask them. Finally, we could ask our Israeli friends, how could we help them? But nobody is there now. Okay, that's all.
Thank you very much, Eliane. I would like to welcome my very, very good friend, Ratzi, who joined us just a minute ago. Hi, Ratzi. Welcome. Happy to see you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. So I would like to go on and ask Elizabeth, please.
Do you hear me? Hello, good morning. I hope you hear me now. The only thing that comes to my mind is in case somebody needs an address to leave and needs to leave the country urgently, we could always offer to take some people or young people, older people, just to stay for some days, depending on how long, because I'm sure there's urgency to leave areas. So this is what comes to my mind, where we personally could help. And of course, invite them to Albania. And this is all a good idea. Our government already sent people to Israel with peace negotiations, but I don't know. We can only hope that it helps. But well, I personally would like to help in case somebody needs help and an address to come to be away from the conflict for a few, I don't know, period of time. We can offer help. And that's my idea to it.
It's a very generous idea. Thank you very much indeed. I see also my highly respected treasurer, who has now the name RSCRL. Please.
Hello, everybody. I am glad to see you all. Hi, Dirk. I have my floor now. Okay, so I very appreciate your initiative, and I would like to read my contribution to this Zoom meeting, if you allow me, because it's better to read than to speak. First of all, I want to greet my dear colleague and friend Razi Zwang. Hello, Razi. So I start, please. Over the last 50 years, there have been violent, inconsiderate, cruel attacks and wars in a number of countries on our planet. And many of them have left us, Europeans, indifferent because they somehow did not concern us. Surprisingly, even international institutions have not taken, in some cases, their clear, categorical, fundamental, cohesive positions. However, the government of our Czech Republic has always resolutely condemned war actions and thus made clear whose side it was on. Our organization EURAG has the right and even duty to identify, to name the offenders, whoever they are, and condemn any war and violence against defenseless citizens, pensioners. We have always gone this way, and we have always defended this position in our speeches and conferences in various European countries. We do not feel it as an obligation, but as a fundamental principle of life. We did it clearly in case of Ukraine, and we do have to express our position at this difficult moment for our Israeli colleagues, and other innocent people of the Near East. As we know, we do not have such position that would allow us to change radically the situation to save the world. If even the UN General Assembly published only in quotes the resolution, which is unfortunately not binding for the warriors. What we can do, doubtlessly, is to speak publicly and loudly and call on the World Peace Organizations to fundamentally contribute by all possible means to aid for the attacked countries, to send its observers, above all, to locate the UN units to the region, to call aggressors to stop attacks, bombing, and release all hostages. Each of us must make an effort to prevent war. Each of us knows how to contribute to it personally, as a group, collectively. Let's do it before it's too late. That's my contribution.
Well, thank you very much indeed. I would like to call Monique. Please.
Le son? Yeah. Hi.
Hi,
I
Monique.
just want to tell you that you know that Andre Dan is there, and perhaps it would be nice to give him the floor. And also F9AP is Françoise Petlin, just for your knowledge. And I will not be talking too long. The only thing I sent you yesterday, this poem by Nîmes Moulin, and about he said when you know the poem, you saw it perhaps, when the government took the communist, I was there and I didn't tell anything when the government took the I don't know, of the Catholic. I was not there because it was Catholic and I am Protestant. When they took the Jews, I didn't say anything, and then etc. And then they came to take me, and I couldn't do anything. And in fact, he finished in Auschwitz, I think. He did not die there, but he was there for a long time. I can tell you that in France, we really feel anti-Semitism now, and it's just that in fact everybody calls me, even from the countryside here in France. Somebody called me yesterday, a woman I hadn't talked to 15 years, and she asked me, how is it in Paris? It sounds so bad. And so anti-Semitism means against Jews, I would say, and not only against Israel. So it's just to tell you that everything goes together. And in Paris, all these people who want to demonstrate for I don't know what, if it's okay, it's for Palestinian, but in fact it sounds like being for Hamas, and they are trying to go after Jews. Anyhow, I don't want to talk more about that. That one text I put another text on. I didn't show it. It's a rabbi. I don't think it's very useful, but what he says in these times, when you cannot do anything, you just try to be good to any other people in your life, to be nice, to be good, to be good to your neighbor where you are. Doesn't matter. That's the philosophy of a rabbi in Basel. I say that. And then besides that, about what people need, perhaps Razi can say. I know pretty much the situation. I've got my grandchildren who came over here, and they came for 1 week because there was a bar mitzvah here, and then they don't want to go back at the moment, so they stay another week. So the idea of offering to people to come for a week for resting is not so bad, of course. But then what we say to Jews, but I think it's more appropriate for Jews in France. We tell them, you give money. That's the only thing you can give. But that's really for Jews in France, because they are really involved, and yeah, that's what they should do. Yeah, that's the only thing they can do. Then for our friends in Israel, perhaps you can send some messages. I think but this Razi can tell, or Moti is there also. When there are some messages, perhaps it's useful. But I think Moti can tell us much more, and Andre, because they are on the spot there, over there. Okay, that's all from me.
Thank you very much, Monique. I would now also like to welcome Moti. Hello, Moti. Thank you for being with us. Moti?
Hello, Dirk. Hello, Dirk.
Thank you.
I'm happy to be together with you.
Okay, I will come back to you and to Razi later. Virginia, please. Microphone.
Hello for everyone. Nice to see you. I think that I want to tell about that during the World War II, new conscripts sent to the front lines were called cannon fodder. In the case of current wars, civilians, including children, women, and old people, became such cannon fodder. Just today, I heard on the radio the opinion of a military expert that current wars are fought without any respectable rules and agreements. And this is the worst news, because no goals can justify it. In the case of this particular war, I don't see much specific measures of help from us as older people. However, we, as an international organization, could initiate an appeal to the leaders and nations of the world to stop such wars without rules and seek to ensure that this never happens again. In a couple of days, we will celebrate All Dead and All Saints Day. I wish all of us to remember and light candles for all that in connect dead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Peter and Dana, please, Peter first and Dana then.
Thank you, Dirk. It's good to be with you. It's good to see all the participants, now 15. And I want to First of all, thank you, Dirk, for a very balanced introduction to this meeting. I think it is important that we focus on what is possible and also focus upon the fact that there are many victims. I also want to stress the fact that I am very pleased to have Galina as part of this meeting, because we must not forget the suffering in Ukraine now that the focus is on Israel. And I must say that I should have had my good colleague from the Global Seniors, Paul Anker, and I bring his regards, saying that we are focusing on all victims in Israel, in the Palestine, and in Gaza, and we are certainly also focusing on the terrible suffering in Ukraine. So that is the message that from EURAG, every victim must be remembered, and that is what we have to focus on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. Before I go to Dana, I would like to invite André.
Thanks, Dirk. Thanks very much. I'm very impressed of the capacity of EURAG to think and potentially to prepare concrete acts to help. I do appreciate, Dirk, the focus, the very strong focus on elderly people. And I have in mind, when I say that, I have in mind of three things. By the way, I live in Paris and Jerusalem, and I'm currently in Jerusalem with my family. I intended to go to India for a business and spiritual trip to meet with the Dalai Lama. I was waiting for that for years, but I decided to cancel that, to stay in Israel, in Jerusalem with my family. So the three ideas I want to share with all of you are, first of all, we do have here now kidnapped elderly people. We may, as EURAG, have some responsibility or ability to do something on focusing on them. Elderly people kidnapped now by the Hamas, of course. We could do something here. Second point, second idea. Of course, I was part of the event of the seminar in Israel last September, and we had an incredible relationship with the people of the Histadrut who are still there with us, taking care of an association of elderly people. Maybe we may ask them, what could we do as EURAG for you? And I propose to go to the next step, and potentially, I do not know enough the Palestinian organizations, but perhaps you know, or we may find some elderly association for the Palestinian people, either in the autonomous organization around Ramallah, or even in Gaza. Potentially we may find here some contacts to speak to and also listen to their needs and see what EURAG can do. So as a summary, I propose to have a strong focus on the kidnapped elderly people now. Listen to Histadrut organization for elderly, what are their needs, and try to do the same for the Palestinian side.
Thank you very much, André. Now, Dana, if you want to give the floor first to your guest from the US, that will be fine with me. If not, it's okay.
Yeah, but if you can be with us and say at the end something. She is that have you turned it on? Our guest is still suffering from a very, very, strong jet lag. So she
Okay.
is tired, but she would like to say a word a little bit later. I would like, but I didn't exactly, say what I wanted because I felt that I should give the floor to the others. But it was actually my idea that we must help quickly, or we must try to help quickly. And I pushed Monique and Dirk that we would have this meeting today. And what was my idea, and probably the idea of the Israeli also, was to really to send a very urgent letter to the International Red Cross, if they can, if they have some power, influence to help to the hostages, and not only to the elderly, but to all the hostages that are there, because I learned that they took, as a hostage, even a 9 months old baby, so all of them are suffering. So we would just appeal for the International Red Cross to develop some action. If it, as an international organization, we have certain power. So I would believe in it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dana. We shall discuss all these proposals after all the statements. And now I see that our friend Jaap ended the organ playing. Please, Jaap, you are invited to share with us your personal feelings and proposals.
On this moment, Dirk?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Now, first of all, I feel myself very powerless because, I do not have the idea to can have some influences on this terrible question. It is a horrible situation. Israel is the victim of Hamas, but also the people of Palestine. And years after years, the terrorists of Hamas had a lot of pressure on their own population and built the army sections under and below the people who did not ask for it. So it is for me very difficult to have solutions for this horrible problem, because Hamas has a lot of pressure on the own people, and for me is the question, what is humanity on this moment in this terrible situation? I do not know, and I am powerless of it, and in the night I do not sleep because it is so. You cannot you cannot see a solution, and that's for me personally, but for everywhere in Europe, I think, is a big question. We do not have the skills on for finding a solution. So I am powerless, and I do not sleep very well. That's the only thing I can say now.
Thank you very much, Jaap. In response, I would just say to all of us, in this terrible situation, I must say every drop counts. We are not totally helpless. Every drop of good thoughts, of compassion, of contact, maintaining contacts, of friendship, all helps. Every single drop. And now I would like to invite Beatzi and Moti to tell us what they think can be helpful from the side of EURAG to the situation of the older population in the region. I say in the region. What can we do? Can we do something, and tell us what? Razi, please.
Well, good morning, everybody. And thank you so much for this conference or Zoom meeting. I would like to have an overlook to the situation. And the overlook to the situation says so. Hamas and Hezbollah is proxies of Iran. And if we don't see this connection, we miss the point. It's far more beyond the scope of old people in Gaza. It's the future of democratic, humane society in the Middle East or everywhere in the world, because today it happened to us, tomorrow it will happen to you. And take it into consideration. If you think that there is no possibility that this will come to you, you are naive or you don't know the facts. Sorry for my language, because you have to see on one day, unprovoked, 1,400 people were slaughtered. Children, small children were butchered, and I even can't start to describe the horror of the Hamas people, what they have done, for what? For one apartment and $10,000. You see, this is the glorious warrior of Hamas. One apartment, $10,000, and 70 beautiful virgin in the sky. You have to understand it. You have to understand today we have more than 300 people missing. We even can't identify them. We don't have the abilities with all the techniques we have. We don't have the ability to identify them. 300 people were slaughtered without a trace. So what are we talking about? 30 young people from the age of 4 months to 15 or whatever are in Hamas captivity. You have to raise your voice unanimously. You raise your voice and shout, listen, the Red Cross has to see each and every one with his passport or with his identity card and to notify Israel about this situation. Otherwise, Hamas be destroyed. Gaza must be destroyed out of this world. Because today it's here, tomorrow is there. Now, I'm sorry that I'm so bitter because I was late, and I'm sorry that I was late because I was under an attack of missiles in my home. You can't imagine what life we are going through. In the moment of the sirens, we went into a protected area, and the missiles went over our heads. I don't think that each of you or every one of you or any one of you could suffer such a situation. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Even the humaniest man, the most humaniest man in the world can stand such a brutality. It's not human. It's not freedom warriors. They're proxies of Tehran. Don't forget it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Razi. We totally understand what you are saying. Your message is clear, and we definitely understand it. I can certainly speak on behalf of all my friends and colleagues. And now I would like to ask Moti to say what he has on his mind.
Well, thank you, Dirk. I will add some things, some sentences. The part of the kidnapped innocent people are elder people. Some of them, of course, are children, women, but there are also elder people, and therefore it makes much more important of us. Everybody is important, of course. All of them has to be released. And our cry is free the kidnapped and innocent civilians. But first, free the weak part of them. It means the elder people, the children, the women. And our call, our appeal to you is, please contact the international institutes like the United Nations, the European Union, the International Red Cross. And first, let them visit them, because frankly speaking, we know this cruel or brutal organization. They will not release them so quickly. And I'm afraid it will take time. And I'm afraid to think in which situation they will release them if they will be alive. It's very sad, it's very cruel to say it, but it's the truth. We have to meet the truth, we have to face the truth. Otherwise, we will be misled. First of all, the Red Cross medical people, the medical support is needed. Some of the elder people needs medicines. Some of them needs medical care or special food. If they will not get it immediately, they will probably die. But of course, the final purpose is to release them. And I know that the Israeli government is making every effort to release all the people and not divide them according to their nationality. They want to release the foreign citizens first, the American, the French, the German. No, it's a disaster. It's forbidden to divide them and to select them. It's not a selection like the Nazis made. It's impossible, it's forbidden, it's not allowed to make any selection. And this is supposed to be our demand. Don't select them, just release them, let them go. They are innocent civilians. They did nothing wrong. They are not soldiers. They are not part of the war. So here, in this point, you can be very supportive, and you can demand it. Well, it is essential to stress that the massacre of people can never be justified, regardless the circumstances. It is empowering the feeling of hatred, making it much more difficult to find a way for a resolution of a long-lasting conflict in the Middle East. I want to confess, I believed till now, I believed in a possibility of a peace in the Middle East. I believed in the possibility of two-state solution. Now, I don't believe it anymore. it is impossible to to implement any solution with the Hamas. Hamas is a terroristic organization, Nazi organization, a cruel one, more cruel than ISIS, and no peace pact or any other pact can be done with them. They have to be exterminated, to throw out from Gaza, to go to another place, and then maybe the way for peace will be open. But after the era of Hamas, with Hamas, now we understand it more. It is impossible. The Israeli government, the Israeli people were naive. They are thinking in the democratic Western patterns. These patterns are irrelevant for Hamas. Irrelevant. I couldn't understand it. You cannot, maybe till now you cannot understand it. They have to be removed, and only after that a way for peace will be possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Moti. Yeah, we clearly hear your message, and we are very much with you. Before I come to the closure of this session, I would like to go back to Galina, who asked for the floor. Please, Galina, a short.
Thank you. I do understand our friends from Israel, because we too hear 2 or 3 signals of air raid per night. We know what are the bombed and destroyed houses and killed the kids, all the people. However, I want to remind you that International Red Cross and United Nations organizations are absolutely helpless. They can't do anything. We are in the state of war for more than 600 days. What happened? Nothing, nothing at all. Even more, 2 boys aged 16 had been in the court of judge in the occupied territory, and they were killed by the decision of Russian court. They were 16. No one, no organization, no Red Cross, no UNICEF, no one helped and protected them. So we can't rely on Red Cross and unfortunately on United Nations. I don't know what can I tell you else, but we can help each other. And I see no support from so many organizations. I'm so sorry, but it's true. Sorry.
Thank you for this clarification from your experience. My dear friends.
Dirk, I just want to say that 2 people didn't talk, I think. I mean, Françoise.
She talked.
She talked? Oh,
yes.
Sorry, I didn't pay attention. Okay, good. I was, okay, sorry. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I would like to thank you all very warmly to everybody who took the courage and the time to be with us today. It's not an easy come together. I know that. And as your president, I tried to get the best out of you, and you gave it. And thank you, Ratzi, and thank you, Moti, that you joined us. That was very important for us to hear you. Yes, Ratzi, thanks. We are in a common house. That house belongs to us all. We have the responsibility to publicize what we feel about the situation and to publicize it according to our mission statement, and we shall do so. And we have to call the other organizations, whether they can be helpful, whether they could be helpful in the past, but we have a certain trust in international cooperation, in the Red Cross and in the United Nations. There's a fundamental trust that this international cooperation is important, and we call them to live up to their responsibilities, to the responsibilities which are the basis they are created on. And we shall do though. They have to live up to the treaties, and they have to live up to the shared values. And they share the values with us from EURAG. And we will certainly try to put a language to that position and to that wish, and formulate a message to the organizations, but also a message to you and your organization and your people, Ratzi and Moti, so that you know exactly you're not alone, but we are with you. And
Thank you so much.
we will try to see whether we can imagine helpful offers which you may wish to take. We certainly will express, as it is in the Bible already, let our people go. Let the victims go. They are all our people, from whatever side they are. The nationality doesn't count. You are right. It is victims. It is the sovereigns which preoccupies us. And that we will try to do over the next days and share the outcome with you and what kind of message we will send to the organizations and to you personally also. Thank you very, very much for being here today with us. I must say, I am deeply touched by what you said.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek. It's very important to know that we have good friends in the world. It is strengthening us. It is improving our morale. It is very good to have friends, but especially to have them at this hard time, hard moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Fingers to all.
Galina, good to see you, Galina.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Please put your letters to our website that most people could see.
We will sure do it.
Thank you.
Obviously, we do. We shall do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Dana.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.